Hello. So it's not every Star Trek episode that you can say that you think your new favorite character was introduced. Okay, so cover the base description of the episode. So, see, this was called, what, Terminal Provocations? So, this episode kind of starts off with the Cerritos, our wonderful starship, coming up to a junkyard in space. I guess it's been there for a century. This other ship is trying to claim what's left behind, the junkyard. And of course the Cerritos is like, no, that's our stuff, we're gonna claim that. And of course, you know, it's rightly pointed out that, no, this is garbage. You know, and of course I'm thinking, it's like, well, if it was that important and you didn't want it to get alien hands or whatever, you would have did something about it. So I do think that there was a little bit of dick measuring for no real good reason. Yeah, so that's the main sci-fi. I don't know if it's really the main sci-fi, but it's the main ship mission part of the episode. And let's see. And then part of it is we have Rutherford, he's working with his friend, and they're going to do some spacewalking to gather some of this debris. And she says that, well, she kind of skipped that course in the academy and just kind of got a free grade out of it. And it's just kind of like, okay, well, you know, we can practice this on the holodeck, you know, get y'all comfortable. And that's when my new favorite character is introduced. His name is Badgie. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the the little paperclip in Microsoft Word. About starts off as just as annoying too. But then he becomes really cool. So part of the endeavors of what's going on here, the holodeck ends up malfunctioning because, of course, why wouldn't it? Because that's kind of what it does. But prior to this, Badgie is not working right. Has like ridiculous load times, is very glitchy, and so Rutherford is just kind of like, oh my gosh, and get really frustrated. So ends up like kicking him a few times and pretty violent about it. Well, and then the holodeck completely malfunctions. And, well, shoot, you know, what happens when the holodeck malfunctions? All the safety protocols are disengaged, and because, of course, holodeck safety's disengaging is about as common as the warp core ejection system going offline, because that's just kind of what happens, I guess. And so Badgie ends up becoming like this whole murderous thing, and thankfully they're able to change the program from the spacewalk, because yeah, that would have kind of been bad. Really easy for Badgie to just kind of slaughter these two. So they changed the program, and then Badgie starts ripping heads off. It's kind of funny. Sorry, I shouldn't find it humorous. It's not funny. Cartoon violence. Okay, sorry. I really enjoyed it because I'm just kind of, I think there's something wrong with me. So, but that's okay. That's why you're here. That's why you're here watching. Yeah, so Badgie was a lot of fun. And there was another character. He was just kind of a weird guy, and I think he's the one who actually kind of caused the issues, because he was he kind of wasn't confident in his own intelligence, and well, maybe it kind of turns out there's a good reason why he wasn't. But things happen, and Mariner and Boimler kind of help him out, and they end up helping him out in a way that You know, a lot of people on ships help each other out. Hey, I just got you a promotion so you can get the hell out of my space. So he gets promoted and then transferred off to the Titan. And those familiar with the USS Titan, that is Captain William Riker's ship. I believe this series takes place like shortly after Star Trek Nemesis. I believe that's the time frame of this. So yeah, it is at this point Will Riker's ship. So yeah, that's awesome. Maybe we'll get to see a cartoon version of Will Riker, of Captain Riker. I mean, it was amazing to see him in Star Trek Picard. You know, the episode that he's mainly featured in Star Trek Picard was probably the best episode of that series. Then the cameo in the final episode of the series, or the season 1, that was quite pleasing. So yeah, it would be good to see a cartoon William Riker. So I suppose I could do a mid-season trailer breakdown later, but my understanding is that there's going to be a Q cameo. That's something to look forward to. After this episode, there is 4 episodes left of Star Trek Lower Decks Season 1. And then immediately goes into Star Trek Discovery Season 3. I'm really excited about that. So we can probably stand by for a video on going over that trailer and predictions of what the season's going to be. So this is turning into a little bit of a kind of what to expect as far as Star Trek content goes, which is great. So I moved this room around a little bit so I could be kind of more feature prominently my Star Trek stuff when I do a Star Trek video. This is the apron that I got for my birthday, and the painting that my good friend made for me. So, I mean, good stuff. So yeah, just so I can more prominently feature some Star Trek things. And yeah, so I'm going over some of this stuff because this episode, while I really enjoyed it, I don't really have too much to comment on besides that it was really fun. I tried to track down some Easter eggs in this. I didn't really get the Easter egg vibe from this episode, so that was a little disappointing. Some of the past episodes, I think the last one in particular, was very Easter egg heavy. This one, I mean, there was the Titan mentioned, but I didn't really see too much else. I mean, besides kind of just your general kind of mentioning that there are backups to backups of systems. It's kind of a Star Trek trope, but it's also kind of something that makes sense. So I don't know if I'd really call that an Easter egg. So if there were Easter eggs in this episode, I completely missed them, and I apologize. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. It was fun. It was a blast. So take care, and see you guys on the review for next week.